The first thing you need to think about if you're trying to get a US bank business loan is to actually have a plan. Because the bank has a clear methodology when it comes to reviewing a business loan. And in today's conversation, I want to share that with you. So here's the overview I want you to pay attention to. So the very first plan, your plan should start with you having a clear idea about the types of loans, the types of business loans you want to get from US Bank, because US Bank again has a smorgasbord of business loans, and so you want to pick the right one. So with US Bank, you have quick business loans, you have conventional business term loans, you have investment/commercial real estate loans, you have government-backed SBA loans, you have essential business asset financing. So here is just a non-exhaustive list of all the different types of business loans you could actually get through US Bank. So it's really important that you have a clear idea. You have to know, why do you, like, if you say, I want to get a quick business loan, why a quick business loan and why not a working capital loan? If you say, I want to have a traditional business term loan, the question is, why would you not want to go with an essential business asset financing program? So you got to have a clear idea about that, so that you are basically you're starting the conversation right off the bat on a good footing. And when we talk about a US bank business loan, let's quickly explore the pros and cons of the institution itself. So here are the pros of US Bank as a business lender. So you have an SBA preferred lender, something that Truist, for example, is not as of the date of this show. You have low starting APRs. So overall, generally, when you think about US Bank business loans, the APRs are relatively lower. You have a wide range of financing options. I just give you a few of them here: quick loans, conventional business term loans, and so on and so forth. And you have you have an online application for some business loans. You have the quick loan that has an expedited application process for loans that are below $250,000. This is really good. What about the cons? Now, this may come with prepayment penalties. It's only available in 26 states. You have limited information available on the website, and you have a limited qualification information. But overall, US Bank is great for business loans if you just remove the geo restriction part. Let me talk to you about the audience here. So basically, if you are like who would be a US Bank business loan good for? Well, if you want to work with a traditional brick and mortar bank, you can't get better than US Bank. Okay, and the thing is, everybody knows if you have a business, you have a variety of loan options here, and you can go with alternative lenders, you can go with online lenders, and this kind of good. But if you want an established financial institution, think about US Bank, think about PNC, think about KeyBank, think about Chase, think about Wells Fargo, think about Bank of America, think about Citi. And so if you are looking for the lowest rates, US Banks will be perfect for you, because US Banks starting rates are quite low. But keep in mind, your actual rate may be higher unless you have stellar credit. And if you're looking for, let's say you want to get a business loan from an SBA preferred lender, US Bank would be the great institution for you as well. So when we really think about today's topic, if you want to contextualize the conversation, the thing is, how do you get approved for a US Bank business loan? Well, first you need to make sure you qualify, right? US Bank does not disclose its full eligibility guidelines for business loans on its website, but based on our research, we know that the minimum credit score is 600, 625 based on our own experience, but based also on our business clients who have, like all our clients, they have a relationship with US Bank. And in terms of annual revenue, $250,000, $250,000, and time and business requirements, 2 years. If you don't have the 2 years, you might as well just either apply for a regular business loan if you have a strong relationship with US Bank, or just apply for an SBA loan, SBA business loan. So this is kind of important. And so, you also need to understand that when we talk about US Bank business loan, there is you need to also have the fact that you need to have a fixed repayment timeline, and you need to stick to that, because US Bank will they'll tell you, listen, we want you to pay us so and so every month, but make sure that you have auto pay, that you are paying from your US Bank business checking accounts. That way, it's automatic that you don't run the risk of missing a payment. But something that's very interesting in terms of eligibility. So, how do you apply for a U.S. Bank business loan? The thing is that the application process, based on our experience, depends on the business loan type. So you can apply online for a general purpose and equipment quick loans and cash flow manager lines of credit. However, you must make an appointment to speak with the business banker if you seek another type of loan. So two things. If you want a quick loan or a cash flow manager line of credit, then you go with, you can do it online, not a problem. But if you want to have something else, if you want to have a larger loan amount also, larger business loan amount, just make sure that you seek an appointment. So either you got to visit a local branch, or you can call 1-888-919-0502 to receive live support. Again, the number here is 1-888-919-0502 to receive live support. You can also make an appointment using the online scheduler on the company's, on the bank's website, to speak with the banker virtually, by phone or in person. I mean, it was kind of funny. Like a lot of business clients use that feature, the virtual thing, back in the days like 2 or 3 years ago when COVID was around, everybody was just home. So that's kind of cool. Now, in terms of what should you bring or what should you have before actually having this application, think you need to have your articles of incorporation or organization, your personal and business tax returns, your gross annual sales information. So $250,000, that's the cutoff, that's the minimum, and your business tax ID number, your EIN, and your company financial statements. Okay. And the thing here is that U.S. Bank is very, very quick in terms of approving you. Just make sure that your financial statements are in compliance with U.S. GAAP, because some of our clients actually have they will provide cash method accounting statements. No. You want to have accrual. If you have a cash method of accounting, U.S. Bank is not going to approve you. You need to have accrual method, which is the U.S. GAAP approved method. Okay, U.S. GAAP standing for United States Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. So make sure that you have accrual method, not cash method. This is really, really, really important. Let me talk about the typology here. So if we were speaking about how to get approved for a U.S. Bank business loan, you need to have a clear idea about the business loan typology. So with U.S. Bank, you have a variety of business loans, and so the cool thing is you need to actually be clear about what you want and how soon you want it. So let's quickly explore the types of business loans that the U.S. Bank generously offers. So first, you have the U.S. Bank Quick Loan. And the reason why I'm going through this is because if you discover the right business loan for your organization, chances are you'll be in the right position to apply and hopefully qualify. So when you have U.S. Bank Quick Loan, this is a loan that you can actually apply online. They don't actually ask for a lot of documentation. And here, you can, if you are approved, you can get all the way to $250,000. You have fixed interest rates. This is kind of cool. And you can use the cash for a constellation of things to maintain inventory, pay vendors, and more. You can cover operating costs, operating expenses. This is kind of cool. This quick loan is similar to a working capital line of credit. So if we were talking about how to get approved for U.S. Bank business loan, which is today's topic, in addition to U.S. Bank Quick Loan, you also have the business term loan. Here, you have conventional financing, and you can be approved all the way to $1 million. The only problem here, not a problem, but the only thing to know about this is that this is like up to $1 million, you have to secure the loan. So the loan must be collateralized. For a U.S. bank to actually increase the loan limits, you need to collateralize it. Okay. So if you don't want to collateralize it, just go with the U.S. Bank Quick Loan, because that one is unsecured. There is no collateral involved. You also need to think about the commercial real estate loan. Here you have up to $10 million and amortization up to 25 years. And you have variable or fixed rates. And this is owner-occupied or investment property. This is not a problem. You also have a small like SBA loans. You have equipment financing. You have a SBA paycheck protection when COVID was around. So you have a constellation of business loans. The cool thing is that's what happens when you have a large a large institution such as US Bank, they'll take care of you. Let's talk about the approach here. So if you're interested in having a US bank business loan, it's really important, again, going back to what I said, to understand that you need to find the business loan option that works best for you. Now, don't do things yourself. If you feel a little overwhelmed that you can't really, you can't tell which one works for you, well, please try to explore other options or reach out to US Bank, and you will have a banker get back to you. That banker will analyze your company's financials. We'll have a discussion with you. There will be a free consultation, no charge, nothing at all. And all you have to say, you have to explain what you're trying to really what you're trying to achieve, and basically the resources you have and the kind of needs you have. So what is your cash flow gap? What is the delta between your cash inflows and your cash outflows? And so US Bank will analyze that and will see what kind of business loan that you need. And remember, so beyond what I just said, the conventional business term loan and so on, like the quick loan, all this kind of stuff, you also have commercial real estate lending. You have equipment financing. You have even practice financing. So if you are, let's say, if you are in healthcare, instead of going for a general business loan, you might as well just go for a practice financing arrangement that covers things like you have a program for vets, for eye care, for dentists, for dental professionals. So you really have a lot of options out there. And so this is really great, because when you have a dedicated program, your chances of being approved are kind of fast. And so, but in addition to a regular business loan, you can also explore the business line of credit programs that the US Bank has, because they actually have, for instance, a cash flow manager, which is a line of credit whereby you can be approved for $250,000. You can also apply for like a regular business line of credit, whereby you are basically securing the line of credit and you are getting up to $1 million. But again, similar to the business loan, you are collateralizing the line of credit. So bottom line here is, whenever you think about US Bank, think about a supermarket of business loans. You have different options. You need to really be clear about the loan that you need. Do you need a business loan or do you need a business line of credit? So let's quickly go through that. So when we talk about the business loan versus business line of credit at US Bank, the key differences are like the payout of funds, the interest rates, the interest when the interest rate is paid, the repayment process, the fees, and the repayment timeline. So for loans, you have one-time payments. For the payout of funds, line of credit advanced as needed. For the interest rate, it's typically lower than a line of credit. And but for a line of credit, it's typically higher than a loan. What about the interest paid? The interest paid on the full loan amount, but the interest paid for the business line of credit, you're only paying interest on advances. What about repayment? Well, for loans, you have a fixed monthly payments, and for lines of credit, you have minimum variable payments. This will be agreed between you and the US Bank. In terms of fees, there's prepayment fees on the loan, and for the line of credit, you have an annual fee. For the repayment timeline, is fixed. But for the line of credit, there's no maturity date, so this excludes unsecured SBA options. So the bottom line here is what you need to really see what really works for you. So you want to apply for a secured business quick loan if you want to use it for working capital, office equipment, and building improvement. Here you have loan amounts up to $250,000, but this in some cases must be secured by general business assets. There are cases where a US Bank will actually waive the security requirements if you have a long relationship with the bank and your company's financials are kind of cool. And so you can also apply for an unsecured quick loan, business quick loan, that is, if you want loan amounts up to $50,000. What I want to say here is that it's all about the strength of your company's financials and also the strength of your company's relationship with US Bank. And when we talk about a relationship, we're not speaking just about the amount of money you have in your US Bank accounts. We're speaking about how long you had those accounts, how long you held those accounts at US Bank, because the US Bank likes to look at history also. So your business credit score. Pay attention to your business plan. Pay attention to applying online. Pay attention to your relationship with the US Bank. And if for any reason you want to apply for any other bank, well, you or any other lender, it doesn't have to be a bank. You can think about Bank of America. Bank of America is larger than U.S. Bank. Bank of America has a national presence, which is something that U.S. Bank does not have. U.S. Bank right now is in half the country, like 26 states, whereas Bank of America is in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. So this is kind of cool. And Bank of America overall offers competitive options for most of its loan products, although its commercial real estate loan amounts are lower than U.S. Bank's offering. Bank of America, being a larger company by assets, also has nearly twice as many branches as U.S. Bank, so its branch locations are more widely available around the country. The rates on most of its loans are on par or cheaper than U.S. Bank. So if you are a veteran, you might also steer more towards Bank of America because it offers a 0.25% discounts on loan administration and origination fees. And let's quickly compare and contrast U.S. Bank and OnDeck. So traditional brick and mortar banks like U.S. Bank are generally great for offering lower rates, but the requirements for approval can be a bit strict. So if that's deterring you and you only need a loan or a line of credit, consider OnDeck, because since based on their arrangement, on their conditions, you can get approved with only fair credit. Okay, now be prepared to pay a bit more for it though in terms of APR, and in addition, OnDeck is more widely available and easier to apply with since you can do it online, and it's available in every state except Nevada, North Dakota, and South Dakota. So those are the only, otherwise OnDeck is available in 47 states. Okay, so this is more like and you get the funds approved real fast as well. The only thing is you don't have a relationship, you don't have a banking relationship with OnDeck. OnDeck is not a bank, it's an online lender, it's a fintech, so it's not a bank. So if you really prioritize having a relationship with the brick and mortar bank, then you will love to have a U.S. Bank or Bank of America for that matter. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Here is a quick recap of today's conversation. So we were talking about how to apply for a U.S. Bank business loan. I give you the overview, the audience, the eligibility, the typology. We also talked about the approach you need to have. We spoke also about the pro tips. And last but not the least, we also gave alternatives when it comes to U.S. Bank business loans. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.